Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a tune similarity project. We're trying to take a bunch of old-time tunes and analyze them and see if we can find out which ones are most similar and maybe derive which one came from which and so on. We are in the middle of creating what we're calling a parsons code report, which gets the shape of a melody. And we've done the basics of it. So for very simple songs written in a certain way in this ABC notation we're using, that we can parse those, generate a little report with the parsons code graph and the code itself. Now we're going through and we're taking a real ABC file and trying to find all the places we don't yet parse the stuff we care about. Now, we mostly just care about the melody notes, but there's also things like bar lines and spaces that are in the notation that we need to at least ignore, parse and ignore. And that's what we'll be focused on today. All right. Let's make sure we're still green on tests. Oops, sorry. Okay, tests are running. All right, so here's the file we're working on. We're working on Nos Galan, which is the original music for Deck the Halls, the Christmas Carol. And okay, we got a version from 1785. We're trying to parse it. I think we handled the C exclamation or C tick, and we yesterday added the handling of the note duration. The 3 is an example of that. But I don't think we handle spaces, and I don't think we handle bar lines. And if we did that, this is a different kind of bar line. If we did that, I think this thing, well, we'll have to do, this is a grace note. So a little twiddle before the main note. I don't know. I have to figure out how we represent that. But for us, mostly we don't care. For the parsons code, we'll have to see. But first, we're just trying to get the basics. Like, okay, let's deal with spaces and let's deal with these bar lines. So let's see our to-do. Oh, also make sure parser doesn't allow junk at the end of the line. Okay, so let's take this file and we'll run it in our primitive UI. Okay, I can paste an ABC file. I can generate the report. Well, it sorts them by the parsons code, which is this star RDU thing. So star, repeat, down, up. It X1, this is the Nos Galan we're talking about, RD, or star RDU. So it looks like we handled the spaces, but maybe blew up at the first new line. Now, I think, it might behoove us to put the errors in as well. We haven't done that. Okay, 21.1 expected a note name A through G. So I don't know. I wonder if that star is legitimate. Maybe it just puts the star first no matter what, because I think it died immediately here, column 1, line 21, column 1. That thing confused it. Okay, and this one, number 1, we only got 4 notes in and then we got confused. All right, line 21, that's down here. This one, I think this problem, I think we need to deal this first. Because right now, I think what's happening is the parser's attempting something, it gets as far as it gets, and then it says, throw away the rest of the line. In that second song, it starts with something it doesn't know. So right away, it's like, oh, I was expecting at least 1 note. Let's see what we have to do for that. So ABC parser, let's get tests. So I think we want to deal with a note parser. Okay, that's 1 note. Okay, so we have this. What do we have? Successful parse, reference number parser, title parser. Okay. Where's a simple song? Okay. QG notes, expected notes. Okay, so we do expect to parse that. Okay, let's try. Let's put a test in. Test. We want to test that note parser goes to end of line. Okay. So we'll take our input. I'll simplify it from this. We need an X. We need all those. Okay. Now this, let's just put some junk. And I don't know what will be junk. I don't know. So many characters get used in these songs in the format we have. Let's see. There's some examples at the bottom here. Okay. See a $sign. Yeah, I don't see any question marks. So we'll just assume that's a bad character for now. It's probably not really, but what can we do? Okay, so we want to say what we expect. I don't know. This I'm getting more and more annoyed having to do this. Lines is input.split. Let's. Okay. I almost think we want to have one that takes the line and does the splitting for us. We'll come back to that. Okay. So my test, I'm going to do that and that. All right. And then let's pull out parser. Okay, and then my assert, I want to assert that parser.errors is equal to, I don't know what it should be at this point. I think it should not be, let's just start with count. I think I should have at least one error. Okay. I don't think I will. What do I know? 0 is not equal to 1. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that failed. We do not have an error reported, but we should. All right. So I think, well, this is line 1, 2, 3, 4. Parser.errors sub 0.0 should be line 4. And I think, again, this is probably not quite right. I'm going to put an extra space here. So this is now column 5, just so they're different numbers and we don't worry that we've mixed up lines and columns. And 2 is the string. And I think, I don't know what it'll say, but I'm going to assume the message is something like unexpected character. Okay. Now, this will crash somewhere because error sub 0 is illegal. Yep. Okay. And then let's find probably ABC parser. Require notes. Okay. Line look for X. Okay. Parse with notes parser. And we set that here. Okay. So note parser is one or more notes, and then it should be and ignoring, we don't have to see it, but we don't have to track it, but we should have a new line. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to fail. It may fail more than one test. We may have been sloppy somewhere. Ooh. Okay. What are you? Multiple songs. Well, that's as may be. Let's find the test we were working on. Okay, let me run this test. That's the old message. Okay. 1 is not equal to 5. Expected. Well, okay, that's new line. I think I can live with that. It's a little annoying, but okay. Expected new line, didn't find it. Oh dear. Okay. They may not all have it. The last line. Here's notes parser. What does note parser do about spaces? I'm going to change the test again. I really want this test to tell me the right thing. Okay. I don't trust that it's handling spaces. I'm not checking it in this test, so I'm going to make a test that doesn't use spaces. All right, I'm going to run this one function. Okay, column 1 is not equal to column 5. That may not be... so I put this in. I'm expecting column 1. I'm expecting column 5. But it comes back 1. And this may be... boy. The problem is I don't know if it's kind of rejecting the whole line because it doesn't match the format. I probably can live with this. And then, okay, let's make sure this is okay. But I think this split... Let's take this off and make sure. I'm not feeling confident here. Yeah, I shouldn't be. Okay. Let's put this. So my concern is this input split doesn't put a new line on the last one. So every line does not have a new line. And it doesn't need to if... I mean, we can push the requirement around a little bit as far as, do we match it in the notes or we match it in something else? So let's try this. I think this is going to fail. No. Oh, yeah, that is okay. But this may not work. I believe this should fail. I don't know if it will fail. What? Okay. Um, Notes parser must match new line. All right, why is that passing? I don't think notes is gonna match this, so it's saying it's got an error. I guess it's identifying the error. Okay, if I take this out, I guess I'm okay. If I take this out, wait, does it pass or fail? That I'm really confused. Let's find our match. Where's parser? I really thought this would be easier. Okay, let's find this. Match is an ABC parser. Okay. Expected C. Let's return satisfy. Okay. I don't know. All right, let me run all the tests. This is failing because I think it's failing because there's no new line there. Okay, so let me test that. I'm gonna put a new line in, run this test again. Why is this? Result 0, result. Wait, what? Okay. Fourteen 4:3 expected. Okay, this message is really unfortunate, but the 14 is the test. Oh, there's the cat. This is junk. Okay, but this 4:3 expected new line. That makes it seem like there's not one there. Okay, let's stop here and look at lines. Okay, print lines. Well, that's a complicated thing, isn't it? Okay. The base has new lines in there. Okay, let's print string of lines sub 0. 627. Oh. None of them have new lines. Okay, so that's the wrong way to go about it. All right. Can I go back? Back. That thing is a problem. Okay, who calls notes parser? Let's find notes parser. Okay. Okay, notes parses that. Okay, who calls this? I think this should be in that state machine. What? Wait a minute. Nobody calls this? Oh, how weird. Okay. Array of input. I have two function notes. Every time I search, it's coming with more. Okay, well, let's see what we got here. That's the make. That's notes, parse. Fine tunes. Okay, require notes. That's the case state. I was talking about the state machine. Okay, so you try to parse it. Okay, let's find this. Yeah, I feel like my environment is somewhat confused. It's not a good thing. Okay. Parse it. Success returns result, which is the parse result. Oh, and remaining gets ignored. Parse it. Okay, who calls this? Reference number. I think parsed is the place that should enforce this end of line stuff. Okay. And I don't know how I'm going to get this out. Okay, what do we have for a test now? First it goes to end of line. That. Okay, so the new lines are stripped out. I guess that's why I couldn't match it before. This, I think what's happening is we call parse it with this string. It parses the AFGG and it sees the question mark and says, I don't know, it's not an A through G, so I'm not going to continue. All right, so I think this could enforce that. Let's make sure this, I think this should be a 5. And it's not new line. It's really, it's, I don't know. It's like could not parse to end of line. That's all computer language, right? So how do we say this? How about unexpected characters? Maybe parenthesized. We don't really know if it's two. Okay. Column 5, AFGG, put two of them so it's there. Okay. This test should fail. Okay, it did not. Parse errors.count. Okay, let's print parser.errors. Okay, no values. So this line failed, and this line is no longer legal. All right, so now I think we can do that here. This is let remaining. Okay, and then I think we want to say if remaining dot account is not 0, then we have an error. Okay, and so we're going to throw parse error dot error. Position is remaining dot start index, and the message is unexpected characters. Okay, let's see if that does it. Okay, gets a green bulb and an error. This was, oh, well. Unexpected characters. Let's make sure everybody else is still good. One failure. Okay, and I think we're cooking now. All right, now this start index. It's really the type of remaining is a substring. Oh, it's a slice. And his start index is 1. Sorry. Let's stop here and take a look at remaining. Okay. Now, okay, that's promising. All right, so I think I'm grabbing the wrong kind of index. You're not going to help me, are you? Okay. His type was array slice. All right, let's go look in Swift documentation. Reference the starting, always use start index and end index. Oh, this is weird. That's array. Where's array slice? Okay, so you got all these. First index where? No. Save it referencing the starting. Always use the start index property, which they don't really provide here. Don't describe. Maybe that's why I gotta go back to array. Position of the first element in a non-empty array. Okay. Oh, it's 4. Okay, that's what we want. Because 0 through 4. I mean, it's 0 indexed, but remaining.start index. Okay. So remaining.count should be 2. Okay. Step over. Out. Okay. Where we go. Okay, so we require notes. We try it. Okay. Step should take us to the catch. Oh. Did not. What just happened there? We tried lines for each. Notes equals try parse it. You would think this would throw the exception. Maybe we just haven't stepped far enough. There it is. Okay. Position 4. Expected characters. Oh, there's a 1. Yeah, that's not right. Okay. Try that again. Run all tests. Okay. Check for illegal, well, characters we don't know how to handle on. Okay. Extra characters before end of line. All right, I think that's what we've done. Oh, that took longer than I wanted for sure. I thought that was just me slap the match new line in there and call it a day. All right, now I want to understand how spaces are dealt with. And to do that, we need to look at the notes parser. And here's make notes parser. One or more notes. And we bind that. Okay, so note parser must be allowing spaces. Note parser. Okay, that got defined down here. Make note parser. Okay, so I don't know. This is all right. Let's put another test. No, let's refactor this silly thing. Okay, so I want to put, I'm going to make a fine tunes method. All right, I want to take a fine tunes body is of string, and it returns array of tune. And it's going to do this. Let lines equal that, return fine tunes of lines. Okay. That should be fine for that. So let's make this fine tunes of input. Okay. And let's find anybody else who's doing this split. Okay, fine tunes of line. We'll do fine tunes of input. I don't think they're using lines or anything else. I think we have some in the real. Well, that one we like. Okay. Parser tests. Well, let's build this. Content view is doing that. Fine tunes of input. Grid, that's different. Report test. That's a little different. Input. Title pitches. Okay, we're mapping a bunch of titles and pitches. Return input.split. And that's a little different. Okay. These should all pass. Commit this. Let find tunes take the whole input as one string. Okay, what else? I think I'm more concerned. Why? We want to test this notes thing, and I guess the notes parser. Right, that is the thing that handles the multiple ones. Make notes parser. Okay. So if it's handling spaces, it's got to be done in here. So let's write a test for that. This isn't ghost end line. It's checks for extra characters before end of line. Okay. Let's make another. Let's see. So what we want to do here, I want to make sure that spaces are being ignored. And they don't have to be there, but they can be ignored. And that doesn't matter anymore. Let me take it out of here too. Okay, and now I don't want errors. I want notes. Spaces allowed between groups of notes. Spaces are allowed. Okay, and let's see. Is this the easy way? Well, it's almost this. Okay, so we want to assert tunes.count is 1, and we want to check the contents of the notes. Oh, I guess I can do all this. Assert equal result. That's tunes. 0's tune number, reference 27, the title, key of G, and expected notes. Okay. I think this is going to pass. I don't know why yet. Okay, so it does pick up the notes. Space parser. So note parser must allow it, is all I configure. Is accidentals. I don't know. Where would that space be? Nobody mentioned space, huh? Okay. All right. Well, if that's allowed, that's fine. Let's go back here. I don't know if we got that's key signature. Well, we're gonna do the similar one. I don't know, the measure structure, let's say allows bar lines. Okay, so the input is this. That is allowed. Okay, and actually there's all kinds of stuff allowed. Let's go to our documentation. Okay, so bar lines, I know we had a whole section on that. Okay, yeah, so we got simple bar lines, thin, thick, thin, thin, thick, thin, start of repeat, end of repeat, start and end of repeats. Okay, and then you can also do bracket 1, bracket 2, or bar 1, bar 2. Ugh, okay. So the brackets are different, but I think I would say the colon bar, yeah, bar 1 and colon bar 1 are also legitimate bar symbols. Okay. And there's rules about interpreting it. I don't. A sequence of thin, thick dots. Okay, you can make up your own stuff. So we should allow any of these characters followed by optional numbers. The brackets is a separate mechanism. We're not parsing that yet. Okay. Let's just use them all. Thin, thick, and colon. Okay, so, well, they didn't say, like, I don't know what 3 colons means, but apparently it's allowed. Oh, I do know. It means like repeat 4 times. So, let's see. This one, the normal case. I don't say it here. The normal case is if you have a repeat, you do bar colon and then the stuff inside and then colon bar, and that says repeat that section once. So if I have colon, if I have 1 colon, it repeats once. So this repeats 3 times. In other words, it plays 4 times. Okay, it's legit. Anyway, all right. So bars, brackets, and numbers. Bars, brackets, colons, and numbers. Okay, bar, bracket, bar, colons. It says you can have anything. Okay, and then let's do bracket 1 G. Okay, so this is a mess, right? Any combination of bar, bracket, colon, followed by a number. Let's leave out the followed by a number. That's complicating things. Let's make a start with colon. Okay, how about G, A, bar. All right. Now, we're not interpreting them at this point. We're just going to ignore them. But they impose sort of rhythmic boundaries. You know, if you're at 4/4 time, you're supposed to have 4 quarter notes, and each measure should have 4 quarter notes except the first and last might not. Okay, it's always complicated. All right, but in our case, we just want to allow the character and ignore it for now. We're not dealing with time signatures at all yet. All right. I mean, I don't know. This project is not it's not like a 1-month project. You know, this is going to take, it would take a long time to parse everything in ABC. I don't know that we need to, but we need to parse it enough to ignore it. All right. So this test should clearly fail. Okay. It's not equal to tune. The tune came up empty. Okay. And we got an error message. Assert failed. Nope, that's not it. There's the message. Expected a note name in line 4, column 1. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. That's all right. So I think what we're saying, I don't know if I want to make how complicated to make this. I keep leaving loose ends though, and I don't like a lot of loose ends, and we're having a bunch of them. Okay, so the deal is the notes line today we say, oh, it's a notes parser. It consists of a bunch of these things. Okay, but it really should be, well, it really should take the bar lines into account. It's really one or more note parser or bar lines. Okay, except the bar lines can get ignored. So I don't know the right way to indicate that. Okay. So note parser produces notes, right? Yeah, so that produces notes. We still want notes, but I think what we're saying is notes are separated by bar lines and started and terminated by bar lines. So I think we want to say bar lines, and then that is, we're not tracking them, so it's ignored. Then notes, which are not ignored, but notes are separated by bar line. No, that's not true, is it? Yeah, that's true. Notes are separated by, and we're going to ignore them, bar lines. And then it's optionally followed by bar lines. Okay, they're everywhere. Okay, now what's bar lines? Well, bar lines is okay, this one is optional. Optional bar lines and optional bar lines. Okay, this one's not because it's a separator. All right. Bar lines is, I think it's just a one of. Is that take a set? What's the one that takes a set? Match. Nope. Okay. One of takes a set. Okay, that's the one we want. One of, and the set is, could be a simple bar, could be a square bracket, could be the other square bracket, could be a colon. I think that covers our cases, right? Colons, left brackets, and right brackets. Okay. So now, let's see. Does that type of expression is ambiguous? Why is that ambiguous? Without more context. And that's grayed out. Did you believe it or not? Let's put parentheses and make sure it's not just that. So with this, I think, no, darn it. Okay. I would have said this. Let's maybe make this an optional. Optional bar lines. Sorry, I'm going to get my parens lined up. Make sure I get this thing right. Okay. One or zero more bar lines, followed by notes, one or more notes, separated by bar lines, and then followed by zero or more bar lines. And that is ambiguous. Usually that means I've got an error in some sort. Let's see. So notes parser, his type is a mess. Keep left, keep right, many satisfy characters. aka bind character notes array of pitch. So I'm picking up a character somewhere I don't want. Let's take this one out for a moment. Does that help anything? And this goes back in. So note parser. Maybe this needs to go here. Does that parse better? I wish you gave me more context. Okay. Let's change this a little. Let bar line equal that. Let bar lines equal 0 more bar lines. Okay, is it this that's creating the problem? No. Let's put this inside. Bind character array of notes. Why is character showing up? Okay. This one more of an experiment. Oh, no, something's wrong there for sure. Is that better? Type of expression is ambiguous. Okay, let's try the notes. Let's see what we get for this. Separated by keep left, bind pitch, many satisfy characters. Okay, so we're getting a C bind pitch. Okay, so that gives us one. That should give us one pitch, I think. The separated by keep left says repeat this with this as a separator. Okay, so note, bar line, note, bar line. Let's put the plus here. Okay, I want this to be an array. Okay. So this should be array of pitches. And then let's make sure notes takes that. Array of pitches. Okay, so that's okay. All right, so that gives us one or more notes and bar lines we're ignoring. Okay. So if I take the notes, and I pipe it to notes, I should array of pitch. Well, what the heck is the type of this? One pitch. Now that may not be a problem. Okay, let's back up some. Okay, our notes parser was originally note parser. This stuff was extra. And then he piped to notes $0. That. Okay, that should be okay except for the one test. Allows bar lines, spaces allowed. Okay, let's go back, see what we had before. Show the change. It was note parser goes to, well, notes part goes plus note parser piped to notes $0. Why would this have a problem with that? Okay, I'm going to revert. What am I giving up with this? I'm going to revert this file. Could that have not been working before? The tune is empty. Okay. Well, I didn't see anything that would let it work, so maybe that's not surprising. A note parser. Okay. Let's say here, note parser. What if I say note parser and optional space? Actually, this is 0 or more. Maybe this combo is just not quite up to what we want. Okay. I say okay. All right, it's not allowing spaces. Let's just run this one. So we don't get an error message. Did we leave those printing? Let's make sure. Yes, if we had an error message, it should print. Let's make sure this one works. Okay. Is my plus precedence? Title parser, parse it. Where's make? Well, is that right? That says one or more notes followed by 0 or more spaces. I don't know. Tracing the parser is really a pain in the butt. So I'm putting it off. Oh. Okay, so if I have a note parser, so if I match a note, maybe I do need an array of arrays. Okay, the note parser matches one note, and then it's followed by potential spaces, then we repeat. That seems... The types match up here, so that should be okay. All right. Okay, the usage is down here. And it's this parse it. Oh, goodness, I don't want to do that if I can help it. The type of this is pitch. Okay, so this gives us a pitch. The type of this whole expression. Let's get that. Note spaces is his type should really be the same. We only keep the left, so it should be the pitch and drop that. So plus pitches goes to notes. That seems right to me. Why isn't it working then? Let's make sure that test is legit. Okay, that looks like a space. And that looks like a space. All right, I'm gonna have to do this. That's down here. Make sure we're on the line we expect. A space FGG. Okay. Now we'll step in. Why is that? Oh, array slices. Our parser wants slices, not substrings. Ugh. Okay. And then somehow parse result AFGG. Is that the test? I thought it was AFFG. Oh, how weird. A F G G. I don't even know. Wait a minute. Okay, let's do this again. We're on the wrong line, I think. Line. Right. Okay, continue. XT key. And this one should be some notes. Okay, continue. Well, that looks empty for sure. And result.count. Result. I don't know the type of this. Notes. I don't know. Oh, it is AFGG. Okay, that part's okay. What's notes? find tunes. Okay. Okay, that QG, the tune is AFGG. Well, that sure looks right. Oh, man. The input's AFGG. The expected should be AFGG. All right, let's. Okay, this one should pass. Okay. All right. Let's take this test out for a minute. We're not doing something right with the spaces. I think that I can't tell if the environment's not running tests properly or what was going on there. But okay, those tests passed. So allow spaces after notes. Okay. Now, let's take this one out. And this should fail. We're not doing anything to support it yet, so that should be fine. Okay. Allows bar lines. Let's make sure of our... Make sure we got the right expected notes. AF, FGA, AF, AFFGA. Okay. Again, we don't have any support for bar lines yet. Okay. So now, all right. So now we are supporting spaces, but not bar lines. All right. So we're due for a break. So let's take a 3-minute break, and we'll come back and get these bar lines in. All right, welcome back. Okay, so I think where we are, I think what we want to say is this piece is fine by itself. That gets the stuff we care about. Okay, so let's make sure that's all right. Okay, now I want to allow spaces. Do I have an error? Let's just run this one. Okay, one failure. Expected a note name A through G. Okay, that's the failure we had before. Okay, so we don't allow us to start with a bar line. So let's say one of, and let's just start with the simple bar line that we use in our test. That, okay, ampersand that, okay, should say this followed by this and only keep the one on the right. Okay, so that should be okay. Now we should get a different, the failure should change. Oh, shoot. Unexpected characters. Okay, so we're still fighting that. All right. So now let's add them. Okay, so we should be okay with that. This is a let bar line equal that. Okay, it's one of those characters. Actually, it's repeating one of those characters. A potentially empty array of these. We should be in a, well, column 3, yeah, we'll still be there because we don't allow those inside. Okay, let's make this bar line 1, and this we'll put the star on bar line 1. Okay, so any number of bar line characters. Now this okay, and that should fail at the same column. Oh, wrong one. Column 3. Okay, so now we need to allow those characters here. And it's either any of those or star bar line 1. Okay, so whoops. Is that cannot convert value? Okay, let's try this. Okay, I'm gonna get this thing working and then see what I can fix. See what I can improve. Okay, if I can get the types right. Now it's not a legit type. I don't understand the problem. Bind character pitch. Okay, let me go back. Match space. Run that test again. Should still feel at column 3. Okay, because we don't expect column 3 in our case is 1, 2, 3. We don't expect the left bracket there. Match. Let's try one of that. Okay. What if I said one of that or that? Trying to sneak up on this thing. Okay. Column 4. Column 4 is a bar. And column 5 is a colon. Seven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Well, let's add this one. I think that gets us through the first line. Gets us through the second line. Wait a minute. How did he... I get how that matched the first, but I don't get how it matched the colon at the end. Note parser. Oh, that's followed by. Okay, so that allows anything after it. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking I had the ampersand. But this is okay. Now, all tests should pass. Okay. So, parse and ignore bar lines. Okay. I think this is misleading that it's got the space in there now, but I think we can. Now here's what I want to try. This or one of these. Okay, does that work? Okay, and this should be the same as bar line 1. Okay, let's rename this to bar line. Okay, I think this is getting there. Yeah. I don't know how to express what I'm worried about. That's problematic. Okay, chunk it in line. We did that. Allow spaces between notes. And this is handle bar line separators. Okay. Everything still runs. Good. All right, handle bar line separators. does not like that line word. All right, now I want to run this again. We should get further. Whether we will, how far we get, I don't know. I think the first 2 lines should be rock solid. Okay. Yeah. So I think the problem is it's just too wide for what we have. But you can see bump 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 bump. It's kind of there. Now we just got the 1, and I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, no, 8, 12, 14, 17, twice 34, 35, 6, 7, 8, 42, 46, 48. Yeah, I think, let's see. I think we're getting cut off on the edge here or something. Okay. I believe, though, well, I don't know what happened. Line 10, 49, unexpected characters. Line 10, column 49. I'm pretty sure that's the braces. Okay. What you're allowed to do is put notes in braces. They're sometimes called grace notes or trills. Okay. But we got through those first 2 lines nice and solid. I don't see any problems in the other 2 lines, so I think we'll be okay if we get the braces going. Okay, so let's find those in our documentation. That's probably can't be very many braces. We're not looking at code here. Grace notes. Okay, enclose a tower luath on pipes is written GDGE. Okay. They have no time value, but they are useful and legal. Okay. With a forward slash immediately following the open brace. Okay, so there could be a slash there. Ugh. Grace notes are transparent to the broken rhythms. A grace note GA is legal and equivalent. Okay. So we have a left brace optional slash followed by 1 or more notes followed by a right bracket. Okay, so in here, I think, do they count or not? That's a good question. Now you might want to count them as a single note. All right, let's put a test in. Can we can't do it at the note. It's not a note parser issue. It's a grace note. I guess it goes up here. I don't know. There's a concept trying to bust out, right? And it's like the whole series of notes. I mean, that parse notes thing is kind of a bigger deal than I'm letting it be here. Where is it? Make notes parser. I mean, it's the thing that should know. Because this structure is only going to become more critical. See, the thing that's going on is right now we just treat it as a series of notes, and that's kind of one level removed from a pitch. But music is not like that, right? I mean, music has measures and it has sections and parts and this is and that's. There's a rhythmic hierarchy that's kind of independent. Well, not independent. It's laid over top of the note sequence, and pretending that the music is just a bunch of notes, that's adequate for the Parsons code, but for just about any other analysis we want to do, it's not. Any kind of rhythmic analysis would need to know which notes are in which measure. And so I think I think we're going to have to make a bigger deal out of that. We're going to be revisiting this. I think this little function that started off 3 lines is going to become quite a bit bigger, and maybe belong in its own section or class of some sort. Which would make testing it easier. I guess that's what's bringing me here, because I got to do all this stuff. Okay, let's take this again. Grace notes are allowed. Okay. And let's make this like G, F, G. Okay. So A, G, F, G, F, G, G. Yeah. Okay. Where this is the grace notes. Okay. So, the input should, I guess this should be a G, F, G. Let's make this different so we can E, D. A, G, F, G, F, E, D. Okay. And I don't know, the key, is that really critical to me? I don't know. Okay. I guess I'm going to say those notes are legit as notes, but they've got to be in the braces properly. Okay. So this test should just fail. With an error where we find the character. Excuse me. All right, unexpected character. That's good. So in the parser, a note parser, I mean, one thing is you could just be a note. Um, let's introduce a new concept. This is a grace note parser. All right, and it is a brace followed by, I don't know what we need to keep here. Let's keep that separate. We probably don't need to keep that. It's followed by one or more notes. Okay. I guess that's a note parser. Okay. So if you have a grace note parser, left brace, bunch of notes, right brace, that should that should yield you a series of pitches of notes. I think we call them pitch now. Okay, so yeah, it's a pitch. Okay, so this yields many pitches. All right, and then a regular note parser is note parser, and all notes parser is well, shoot. I think I'm trying to say this, trying to get the pieces out. Well, in a way, I mean, the grace note can't be right beside a bar line, can it? It's probably one of those, oh, but people might do it kind of things. But no, it doesn't look like that's happening there. I mean, this was the obnoxiously loaded with grace notes one, right? I mean, I might even need to say a grace note. I mean, in real traditional music, there's no grace note without a note it's being graced to. So this is almost like a, I mean, I think I need to say it's really and a note parser, a note. Okay, there's no getting around that. Okay, now the type of that should still be array of pitches, because this is an array of pitch and this is a pitch, so it should fold together. All right, so this is array of pitch. This I think I want to say all notes parser. Okay, let's take this. All notes parser equals, well, it was note parser, now it's regular note parser. Okay, that should be the same. The fail, whoops. Pipe to The problem we're having, I think, is the optional. What happened here? All notes parser equals regular notes parser equals note parser. It was happy with notes parser. Right? That's kind of where we started. I made these definitions, but they aren't used. Note parser is the same as regular note parser. Right? No. Okay. Interesting. Confusing. Why regular note parser, if it's a note parser, should be the same type? What is the type of this? Optional. What's the type of this? C bind to pitch. Whoa. Okay, now this. What's the type of this? Optional again. I don't know why it's making it optional. Okay, now what I want to say is you can either be a grace note or a regular note. So that grace note parser. Now grace note parser better be a C bind to pitch optional. Oh, it's a mini. Okay, why aren't you complaining? There you go. This is array of pitch. Okay. Okay, so what's going on here is the grace note parser gives me back an array of notes. And the regular parser just gives me back one note. Okay, so I'm going to convert this to an array of that note and update this. Okay. Cannot get a vert value of pipe bend bind character pitch target. Specified type C bend to pitch optional. I don't want an optional. Okay, what's going on? The type of note parser, he should be a pitch, right? Where is he? Note parser is a pitch. Something's not right. Okay, so that's a pitch. This thing should be an array of pitch. Okay, which I think he is. This... Well, no parser produces a pitch. And I'm saying... we cannot convert value of C bind pitch, bind character pitch target, aka pipe of bind of character pitch, array of pitch. Let's... Okay, if I take this off, he's still not happy. Parser. Why is he not happy? Oh, regular parser. Let's take this off too. I'm going to quit and restart Xcode. The fact that I can't jump to definitions and stuff makes me think it's lost track of note parser. Apparently still has. Okay. Let's do some undos. Oh, did I lose them? Thank you. Okay, let's just do note parser here. See if our tests... Okay. Why is that ambiguous? See, that had no problem before. What's the type of note parser? C bind of pitch. Somebody equals note parser, they should be C bind of pitch. Okay, let's just do a little cleaning. Didn't help. Okay, these two lines are redundant or not used at this point. Just trying to get back. File not found. Let's clean that too. Oh. I don't want instruments. Clean test results. Clean build folder. Build. Okay. Can live with that. Okay, grace notes is the one place that's not there. Okay, now the type of grace note should be array of pitch. The type of note parser should be C bind of plain pitch. That's my fault. All right, that should still build. Yes, never used. Okay. I want to convert my pitch to an array of pitch. Okay, so I'm going to take note parser, pipe it to array of $0. The type of this should be pitch. It's not. Okay. Cannot convert value of C bind pitch character type. Pipe bind character pitch. I don't know where character's coming in. Oh, this is probably just bind. Let's just let it infer what it needs to. Okay. Okay, pipe C bind to pitch, bind character pitch target. A character is the input type. The input type of this now is already up. It's a pitch, so this is array of pitch. Okay. Yeah, bind character pitch target. Okay. Now, all nodes parser. Okay, what I have here is both these two parsers produce arrays of pitches. Okay, so let's try and take out this and see if this is hanging together. Okay, now I want to do regular note parser or grace note parser. Those should be, that should be a parser of notes. It should produce arrays of pitches. All right, if I put it in here, I got an array of an array, and that's a problem. Okay, so instead of doing notes of that, I think I want to do $0. All right, let's make sure what we're getting the type we expect here. Value. Okay. This thing now is array of pitch, and we can pass it to notes. If I pass in all notes parser, I'm going to get an array of array, I believe, if it doesn't get confused. Type is ambiguous. That's an error type. Okay, so regular note parser, I think this is C bind. So you give it characters and it comes back with an array of pitch. Okay, is that correct? Let's take this out. See what it says. Okay, that should be bind. Is that array of? Okay, that part is okay. I'm I'll take this part out for a minute. I think that's the part that's confusing it. Okay, yeah. So it works on its own, but the bind is confused because it's no longer returning an array of pitches. It's returning an array of an array, because this returns an array and this returns an array of that. Okay, so I think I want to say value. See, type should be array of this. So if I did a value dot flat map, given transformation, oops. Flat map. Array containing the thing. Okay, that's the kind of thing I want. Flat map. Return segment of result element. Okay, I think. Is that what I want? Argument. Can you tell me the type of this now? No. Okay. Okay. This is what we have. Numbers.flatMap. Well, array repeating this, count that? I don't even know what that means. Numbers, map them into this. Well, this is what I have, right? $0. What's the map? Okay. Oof. Numbers, flat map. I think I just want $0. Yikes. Okay. But I think this is going to just map each value to itself and flatten it. Okay. I don't know. I would say I'm being too clever, but I'm afraid that's not the case. All right, this part makes sense to me. We're saying a stretch of notes is either regular notes or grace notes. And I'm going to flip the order just to kind of make it more readable. And a grace note is, here's a simple note parser. Okay, I'm converting it to an array of notes because that happens. I don't know if I would be better off with like a star note parser here because I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to have regular notes in a row, but I don't think there's any big advantage to it. Okay. Let's make sure everything runs. Okay, handle grace notes. And I don't know. Okay, so let's go back to this. I think we're going to get tune 1 all the way through. Okay, woohoo. Let's run. And I don't know what's in tune 2. Looks pretty harmless. Okay, we'll generate this report. Okay, tune 2. Line 21:3. 21:3. Expected left brace. 21. Oh, we have spaces here. Okay. Oh, we have an or situation. So let's. I think we need to allow for that up here. Where's the parser? So when we do this or that kind of thing like this, it's saying I want to find a regular note parser or a grace note parser. I'm going to find a regular note or a grace note, and a regular note's A through G, and a grace note is, I mean, maybe sharps and flats and all that, but it's something like A through G, and then a grace note is a brace. When it doesn't find either one, it just takes the last one and says, I guess I didn't see it. Okay, but there's a way to put this in that says expected note. Okay, so let's do that. Do I still have this here? Yes. Okay. Expected note. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. It's not finding any of those. And I think that's I really think it's this kind of thing. We're allowed to have spaces after the bar lines as well. Okay. So we'll run this again. Whoops. Bar line and match. Let's grab this again. Why are you so painful? Okay. It's okay. Well, I think more accurately, this probably goes here. It's bar lines and spaces. Zero more bar lines followed by zero or more spaces, and we don't care about the type here. Well, we don't care. That's fine. Let's run this. Okay. 24:4 expected note. Oh, okay. We got down to another song. What is this? I think that's... Okay, so we do this to there. I don't know if this is like a first ending. Let's see what these quotes are. And you know, I think, well, what this demonstrates to me is we are being too picky. Because I really, even if I reject this, I probably could go on to the next tune, right? There's nothing wrong about that. Okay, and it's got parentheses, which may overlap bar lines, by the way, so there's no getting around some of this stuff. Okay, parentheses. And that one looks okay. Yeah, okay, so, it's... Wow. Okay. Let's take it as they come. Okay, so I think the first thing is I'm being too picky. I really should generate... the least I could do is generate an error and skip forward to the next song. Would be something. Whether this should be considered to be producing a tune, I guess that's okay. It found what it found. All right. Oh, here you can see line 38, the meter. We haven't done meters yet, but the meter is 6/8, so that's the time signature. And then the length of a note is defaulted to 1/8 notes. So in line 42, that first F2 is really 2/8 notes. The 2 means 2 times the default length. The A and the C are both slashed, so they're half the length. So those two together equal an 1/8 note. Okay. And then a C is 2/8 notes and a D is an 1/8 note. So that's the 6/8 notes we got. Right. So let's see. So I guess what we're saying is we do handle the bar line separators. I think we've adequately done that. What we need to handle now is quote sections, if that's what that is, in fact. We have phrases. That's the only two I saw. But the thing I'm worried about first is report multiple errors. And then, it's okay to skip forward to next song or to have a partial song. Okay. Another one we're seeing is we need to fix the width. Okay. My original theory was I would cut off after 8 notes, so I'd know this first section is only that wide. But like the Nos Galan, the Parsons code is really wide too. I should probably just do like 20 spaces in a row or something like that. Oh, it just feels like, there's just so much. But I think if we get, we deal with the quotes, we deal with the parentheses, just take a skim through, rests. There's a Z at the end of this line. Um, yeah. I mean, I think we're in good shape on a lot of other songs. I think a lot of songs would pass even now, just that don't use the braces or the parentheses. Um, right. So I think that multiple errors thing is actually a good next step. We'd get a much fuller report. It would still have errors, and then we should put the errors in the report too, instead of just the console. Okay, and let's go here 24.4. Okay, this quote mark thing. Let's see. Ooh, there's some. Oh, they're chords here, I think. Let's. Okay. Da, 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 da. They use phrases. Okay. Okay. Symbol lines. Well, I don't think we're looking at a symbol. Chords. Chords have brackets around the notes. Well, that's really weird. Oh, are those quote marks like comments? Why I say this is weird is like, how do I know the difference between a chord and a bar line with all those crazy combinations we allow? Right? So maybe there's something else going on. Strings within double quotes is preceded by one of the five symbols, this, which controls where it's placed. Okay, that's. Oh. String within double quotes is preceded by one of the five symbols. It it looks to me like the first character of the string has to be one of those. Above, below, left or right. Above, below, left, right. What's the fifth one? Oh, discretionary. Okay. And our example has none of that. Oh, okay. Um, well, I think it's just okay. The order of constructs is grace note, chord symbol, annotations, decorations, accidentals, note octave. This G7 V. Oh, that's a down bow. Equals G is G natural. comma, note, length. Okay. Ooh. So chord symbols. Let's see. Okay, that thing in quotes is clearly not a chord name. Note, accidental type, bass. Oh, wait. Chord symbols can put in or out of the melody line using double quotation marks. To the left of the note is sounded with. I think this is a weakness in our source file. Okay. Interesting. All right. So I think, well, what it means to me is like whatever goes in quotes is not anything. It's not a note that we're tracking. Um, Boy, so if you see something that's in this form, note accidental type slash bass. Okay, yeah, all right. Um, yeah. Okay. I guess this quoted thing is just sort of like it's kind of a catch-all. But we'll just do quote, not quotes, and go with it. Okay, let's get back to our to do. All right, so I think this is where we'll pick up tomorrow. Um, the multiple errors. Okay. Fix width of report. Yes, that would be a good one. It's hard to know like how much is in our way and how much is just like, oh, the next thing to do. Okay. So I think if we do this first, we will um, we will find that we have a number of songs in our report now because there are a bunch that will actually work. And if we do this, we won't have to be paying attention over here. And then we're just knocking off things that aren't uh, aren't that are in our way. And we'll go after we finish with Nos Galan, we'll go grab some other um, file from the wild and give it a shot. See what else we're doing. This one, I think we're gonna say it it's miscellaneous annotations in quotes. Okay, and we'll just ignore them. We'll parse them and ignore them. Okay. All right. Phrases, they're a mess. They can split. Ugh. It's it's hard for me to even express how we track all that. But um, there are even recursive phrases. You can have a big phrase with two little phrases in it, and I just don't even know. Okay. Um, that tells me we're going to have to have a coordinate system for our notes at some point. Alrighty. Okay, I think we will stop there. Let's just take a look at the ABC parser, and I think we can see where the failure catching goes on. So here we have the do, and where's the lines? Yeah, so we do an outer do loop with the catch, and we try lines um, one at a time, or we do all the lines within there. So that means the first time we catch an error, we've jumped out of the loop and we're here and we just fall out. We return whatever we had so far. I think we just have to invert those so the catch is inside the loop and we'll be better off. All right. Thanks for joining me today. Felt a little clunky, but I think we got through. We're definitely getting through something to get reports like this big and all that. So that's actually a good sign to me that we're making progress. They're a little awkward, but we'll get there. There's some wrapping around going on or something goofy here. But anyway, we're making progress. We'll continue to make progress. I'm pretty sure we can get through Nos Galan next time. It looked like we just had to do this handful of things to ignore. And when we finish, uh, we'll have dealt with a noticeable chunk of the stuff here. I think we'll say I think we'll switch over to the the clustering idea and maybe a little deeper analysis. Um, if I can analyze one file thoroughly, I'm happier than if I can read every file but not do much analysis. So, all right. Anyway, next time is Eastern Daylight Time, 1 to 3:30 p.m. tomorrow, or UTC is 6 to 8:30 p.m. So thanks again for joining. Have a good evening. Bye bye.